In a world where prejudice and intolerance often seem to overshadow understanding and compassion, there emerged a hero unlike any other. His name was Reggie, and he wasn't your typical superhero. No capes, no flashy gadgets, just a simple mission: to erase racism and inspire unity among all people. Born in a small Louisiana town, Reggie had witnessed the hurtful effects of discrimination firsthand. He saw friends and family suffer because of the color of their skin, their beliefs, or their backgrounds. This personal experience ignited a fire within him, a resolve that he would not rest until he made a difference. Reggie was an ordinary guy with an extraordinary vision. He understood that racism thrived in silence and ignorance, so he decided to take action. The first step was to educate himself and others about the complexities of race and identity. He dedicated countless hours to reading books, attending workshops, and engaging in conversations with people from diverse communities. Through this, he learned that racism is not just a personal failing, but also a systemic issue embedded in societal structures. Armed with knowledge, Reggie began to organize community events aimed at fostering dialogue. He hosted forums where people could share their stories, discuss their experiences, and learn from one another. The goal was to create a safe space where everyone felt valued and heard. Gradually, people from all backgrounds started to attend, and friendships blossomed amidst the shared experiences. The more conversations Reggie facilitated, the more he realized the power of storytelling. He discovered that when people shared their narratives, it humanized the struggles they faced and encouraged empathy. To amplify this, Reggie launched a podcast series, inviting guests from various walks of life to discuss race openly and honestly. This platform became a beacon of hope for many, a place where difficult topics could be explored without judgment. Reggie's efforts caught the attention of local schools, and soon he was invited to speak to students about racism and inclusion. With enthusiasm and sincerity, he shared his story and the stories of others, aiming to educate the younger generation. He believed that change would only occur if the seeds of understanding were planted early. Reggie introduced interactive workshops that encouraged students to think critically about stereotypes and biases. Through engaging activities, students learned the importance of kindness, respect, and the necessity of standing up against injustice. The impact was palpable. Students began to challenge unfair treatment amongst their peers and advocate for those who might feel marginalized. As Reggie's movement gained momentum, he faced challenges and setbacks. Not everyone appreciated his message. Some dismissed him as overly idealistic, while others were resistant to change. However, Reggie remained undeterred. He understood that transforming hearts and minds was a process that required patience and perseverance. With a commitment to his cause, he organized peaceful demonstrations to raise awareness about racial disparities. He collaborated with local businesses to create initiatives that promoted diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Reggie also connected with organizations that worked towards racial justice, amplifying their voices and supporting their mission. This collaboration fostered a sense of solidarity among activists and served to unite various efforts against racial injustice. One of his most ambitious projects was the creation of a mural in the heart of the community, depicting individuals from different cultures and backgrounds coming together. He enlisted local artists, students, and community members to contribute to the mural, allowing it to reflect the community's diversity. This artwork became a symbol of hope and unity, reminding everyone of the beauty in their differences. It attracted visitors from neighboring towns and inspired similar projects in other communities. Reggie found joy in witnessing the change he had inspired. People began to take ownership of their roles in the fight against racism, whether through grassroots organizing or simply standing up against discriminatory remarks. Conversations that once seemed uncomfortable became more commonplace as people gradually opened their hearts and minds. As word spread about Reggie's work, he was invited to speak at national conferences and symposiums. His message reached wider audiences, and he became a sought-after advocate for racial equality. He traveled across the country, sharing his journey and the lessons he had learned. At these events, he emphasized the importance of listening and understanding different perspectives. Reggie spoke passionately about the need for allyship and how every individual had a part to play in combating racism. He encouraged people to confront their own biases, acknowledging that change was a collective effort that began with introspection. As the years went by, Reggie continued to build on his initial vision. He launched initiatives that focused on mentorship programs for marginalized youth, providing them with resources and opportunities to succeed. He believed that empowering the next generation was key to fostering a culture of acceptance and understanding. Through scholarships, career guidance, and skill-building workshops, Reggie helped pave the way for young individuals to pursue their dreams. The impact of his work echoed far beyond his small town. Communities inspired by Reggie's approach began to implement their own initiatives, creating networks of support across regions. Reggie often reflected on how he had transformed from a bystander to an activist, realizing that anyone could be a catalyst for change. As he looked back on the years filled with challenges and victories, Reggie understood that the fight against racism was far from over. But he also knew that through education, empathy, and perseverance, progress was possible. With a heart full of hope, Reggie the Racism Eraser continued to inspire individuals to challenge hate, promote understanding, and embrace the beauty of diversity. Together, they worked towards a future where equality was not just an ideal, but a reality for all people.